Well, last episode we built the center of the hub. This episode, we need to start building the rails and the transfer station and the redstone repeating station. What we covered last time was that I'm going to use lecterns, as you can see there, to select the rail station. Then that's going to go much further than a chunk, meaning that chunk loading and whatever needs to be considered because redstone signals don't go forever. But anyway, this will allow us to actually go infinitely, theoretically, in every direction without having to worry about chunk loading or borders or whatever else, because we'll keep just enough redstone to keep everything alive in the loaded chunks. Anyway, let's get into that. So right now, we've got this new structure file up and it goes the rails. So we're gonna do 2 of these and then we're gonna do, I don't know what exactly to call it, but the best I've got is a boosting station, which boosts the signals. Right now we're going to go through and we're going to put in the very bottom block because that one is one that is scary to put in if we don't do it all in one go. So we're going to try to put in the scary blocks first. That should be enough. So this is going to go the whole direction that way. To get out, we're going to have to pillar up, but to start with, we just fall down, and yes, there are some that are not real blocks, but we're just gonna go as far as we can that way. So that's one chunk. Oh, I don't want to go too far because mobs can spawn. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna do this bit by bit, aren't we? We want to get to the point where we can have it spawn proof again. So we're gonna try to do one chunk of 16 at a time to get us to spawn proof, and then we can go to the next chunk of 16. Let's pose him up one so that way we can see how far is 16, because we should have a couple of blocks after that are just extra for the future so I don't end up spawning monsters. Oh great, there's hoglins in there. We're gonna have to do something about the hoglins. I'm not sure what yet, but we're gonna have to do something about that center area. I'm gonna put a slab there just in case. I can't remember what the hitbox size on hoglins are, but I really don't want them coming out here. Okay, let's pose it up one, and then deep slate blocks. Oh, I think I screwed up the structure file, so I won't be giving you guys this version of the structure file. It's got a mistake in it. I shouldn't have 2 comparators in a row. Just gonna put a block there because that'll work the same, and then dust, and that. Okay, next layer up. Go one more layer up. And it is just put in the powered rails and the chains. So chains first for safety, then other rails in, then these come out, and then the chains go in. Now it's rinse and repeat. And the reason that I'm using the armor stand is actually so I don't have to count, because I want the repeater stations 2 blocks or 2 chunks apart. Not exactly chunk aligned. It doesn't have to be chunk aligned for the way I built it, but I want them 2 chunks apart. So then the next thing we do, come down here, put a block in, put down our armor stand. That's going to count 16 blocks for us, and then we do it again. Now I double check that that's a solid block, and then we place in our slabs, go a little bit extra, grab a torch, put it on the end, and just build again. And then stairs, then blocks, and then dust, and then blocks, and then slabs, and then chains, more fences to break, more chains to put in. Now it's time to put in the rails, then it's time to put in the other rails. Okay, now I need to go double check, but it's time to put in a boost station. So let's go look at what this is going to look like in the end on my creative world. Okay, so underneath of here we put a boost or a comparator on subtract, and then we go down, and then before that, okay, so underneath of the last, okay, I got it. That's why we have a double comparator, is because I grabbed part of the boost circuit. And we're just going to put it at the end here. It's going to be down, go back just a little bit, and then this has got to go down and have a redstone dust. This has got to be a solid block. Never mind, I gotta back this. This has got to be, let's go back and take a look. I thought I had it, but apparently I didn't. I think it's 2 down and 1 up. This is backwards. That's what was confusing me. Okay, now I got it. This one goes this way with the redstone dust here. So this is going to power this one. And then we have a block here. It's going to read through that block. Dust here that is going to cause it to reset. And then we have a dust there, which is going to get powered by, let's first get the stairs in. Stair that way, stair that way. Now we need tile there, 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 there. This has got to be stairs. Then I can do tile, tile, tile. We break this chain, put a tile up and tile up. Now on this side, we do a stair. Stair too low? Yeah, it is. Okay. Then a block, block, and a block. Block, block, block. Okay, well that is actually the circuit there. Took a little bit of remembering, but it's not terrible. So now we're gonna go up just a bit, and we put a fence, a fence, 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 fence. Hopefully I can get this one on top. Yep, I can. We break this one because it wasn't supposed to be there. And then we put our soul lantern in. Yeah, it looks nice. I like it a lot. What I don't like is the hoglins in the basement. Let's see if we can fix that. At least I have some wood on me. Take the bone meal with us just in case. And we're gonna need a sword. They despawned. Buttons. And we are gonna button just this entire floor because I'm not gonna have hoglins spawning down here. Okay, it's all buttoned. At least now we don't have to worry about the hoglins. And we can keep building. Well, this is the old Nether roads, and this is the new ones. I absolutely love the look of these. The top fence things, I wish they were black because it blends into the background too much, but it does stand out a little bit. I think it'll be better when we get to the Soul Sand Valley, but this is so nice because A, it's all spawn proof perfectly. There's no spawnable blocks in anywhere. This is supposed to have a lectern on it, so those are technically spawnable for right now, but we're gonna do that until we get some lecterns. And then, yeah, everything is actually a spawn proof block. Everything is nice and neat and tidy. There's a walking path down the middle, and then these ones, eventually it'll be select where you want to go. It'll be select where you want to go on this lectern, and then you put down a rail cart and push, and it will take you the whole way there. And yes, I know that these aren't powered, but what happens is as your minecart goes over this one, it powers this next one. And then as you start to cross into this one remains powered and the next one remains powered. So then it takes you the whole distance. You have to do every other one a detector and powered rail for this to work, but I think it looks so much nicer when you do it that way rather than the having long strings of levers and redstone blocks and whatever else. It's just really neat and tidy this way. I saw this from a Good Times with Scar video. He also had trapdoors underneath that of each of these that would make it go ka-clunk every time you ran over it. I really wanted that, but I couldn't figure out how to keep it nice and tidy and then also have the trapdoors. So I elected for this design, which I think it's got the right amount of detail in it, but not too much. I didn't want to have giant, thick, big buildings. I wanted everything to be super compact and tidy. And I think I managed to do it. I'm gonna keep building, but let me know what you think. This is what another hub's gonna be. This time I think I have my inventory set up better. So first thing we gotta do is break this, and then, okay, we'll pop down here, put a block in, put the armor stand down in the wrong spot apparently. Pose it down, grab our slabs, drop down, lock our key, and then build out. 1, 2, 3, break these back, go up a layer, put these down, break these out, put these down, break these out, put these down. And then at this point, I know enough of this circuit that I don't have to actually remember I don't have to actually use the structure anymore. I just go like this, and then down, and we might as well go back with it. So now one, and then redstone, 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 and then we need we need the polished deep slate. Then we put down the slabs and the rails and the chains and the other rails, and then finally the other chains. Now we got to put our chains in, and the chains are actually the longest part of this entire build. They are painful to place horizontally. I really wish there was a better way to place chains, but man, they look so much nicer than fences for this. I don't really like the double rails on the fences. I would much rather have a fence that just had one rail going across it. Kind of wish that's what chains were, but I understand that having a new block is actually really nice, but I kind of wish that they were fences just decorated differently. I don't know. That's just me. So I've been working on this for a little bit, and I've taken a ride down it, and this one is the safe one. So we're gonna just go down, and I'll show you what I mean by safe, and I'll show you what I mean by the rails working like this. So this will be how we actually get around the Nether. It'll take you to a stop, and then it'll derail you to the middle here when you're at your stop. But for now, I can actually use it, and the thing that I like, you can set a minecart here, and it doesn't just take off down the track. It actually waits for you to get in and push it a little bit. So let's get back to building. Make sure that I have this in the right layer. Yes, I do. And then we'll just get back to it. Okay, now we're close enough that we got to start planning our stations. And I think the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have probably one for the C-Bones line, and then one for me. So I need to figure out what coordinates these are at and figure out a good spot to put the rail line. So this one's at 208. This one's at 240. This one is at 208. So we're gonna do 208, 200, and we might move the Nether portal. Let's take a look. Actually, we'll do the other side for him, and we could put bridges still across so that we have the shortcut paths, but I'm thinking mainly about which way do we want to run the derailer so it's easy to get on and off, because I don't anticipate putting the full derailleur this way. We might eventually, but I don't anticipate doing like a full intersection at each of these places. So if we did this one at 20, let's say 5 less than this, so 203, 200 even, 200. Let's see where we end up. I'm just trying to figure out where would look nice. So let's see, where are we at? So we're at 168. So if we go exactly 200 blocks this way, exactly 32 blocks, so one more section, it'll end up right here, which I think will look really good. And then we'll have to work on the derailing station, which looks a little bit different than this, but I think it'll be fine. We're not quite to the end yet, but I do want to go do a test, and there's a couple of tests that I want to do. So we got to go make some lecterns, and we got to go put those in, and then we got to do some just debug work. So let's get the lecterns, let's get some books, and let's get going. Make sure that we have solid ground. Oh, and we need the armor stand because I'm terrible at counting. And just because it's fun, I'm going to record another ride going down this. And that's the ride. Well, here we are on our Nether tunnel bridge, and I, again, have a video that's way too long, so I'm breaking this into 2 parts. Next time we'll actually get to the debugging, and we'll actually get to putting in the stations. This time we're going to actually cut it here. Anyway, if you like this and you actually want a tutorial, let me know in the comments that you want a tutorial on this, because I can do a tutorial on it. I just don't really plan to spend the time making tutorials unless you guys want them. So let me know what you want, Anyway, this is Mad Hatter, and I'm out. Bye.